I'm Shannon Thrasher, and this is 30-Second Tactics. Today we're going to talk about knives on patrol. Pocket knives, fixed blade knives, little bitty knives, big knives. What's best for you? What's best for using as a knife, as a tool, using a knife as a weapon, and of course something we always need to consider with all our gear is public perception. Now, as you probably know, knives, especially pocket knives, come in all shapes and sizes. We got teeny tiny little knives. They can go on your keychain, maybe even on a necklace, little bitty things. We got bigger pocket knives. You know, this is literally a $5 knife I got at Walmart, so you don't have to spend a lot of money to have a tool on your belt or in your pocket. You can spend a little more money with some name brand knives. There's a Cold Steel. There's a Kershaw. There's another Kershaw. Now, one thing you're going to notice about all these little pocket knives that I've used over the years, some I still use, is they're all capable of being opened and closed with one hand. Because, you know, as cops, we're kind of busy with our hands. We don't want to use up both hands to do anything if we don't have to. You want to keep a free hand for either something as simple as holding a notepad and a pen, or for self-defense. You see, all these knives will open and close single hand. Some are assisted opening. I think that spring is actually too fast for the camera. But you can also consider either, you know, on your belt carrying some sort of multi-tool. This is a older model Leatherman tool that I've had for probably close to 30 years. Gerber's another good brand that makes multi-tools. There's a lot of little things you might need depending on where you work, what kind of policing you do, where that can really come in handy. And of course that's got a knife blade on it too if you needed to cut or pry or whatever. But as you can see, that would take up very little space on your belt. Now, another thing I want to talk about more specifically is a fixed blade knife. Now, normally a fixed blade knife you're going to carry more as a last ditch defense tool rather than a prying and cutting and everything you might use your pocket knife for, you know, 10 times a day. Hopefully we will put a nice little fixed blade knife on our belt and never need it. But there are some really good brands out there. This is Essie, what they call the Azula. It's a very small knife, doesn't take up a lot of room on your belt. And it just has a clip that can go behind your duty belt onto your regular pants belt. It's reversible, so if you know, left hand or right hand, you want to carry it like that, you want to carry it like that. I've just put some cordage on here for a handle. You can run it even smaller and thinner with no handle, or you can get different kinds of handles they make for them. Another brand, maybe not as well known as Essie, but very high quality. This, let's see, you can get focus there. This is a company called K12, and I'll leave a link to Essie and K12 in the description. Very high quality knife, fixed blade knife. Again, this is in a holster where it will go, or a sheath rather, where it goes behind your belt, hooks onto your underbelt, you know, your pants belt, and then all that's sticking out, you know, above your shirt is that. And again, public perception. If we, you know, carry a big old Rambo knife or a machete type knife on duty, if the bosses don't say something about it, the public probably will. When you have something like this, and if you can imagine this, you know, on your pistol belt, tucked in like that, it's not really scary. It's not gonna, you know, freak out the public. They might not even notice it, depending on the color of your shirt. If you're wearing your PD blue, that's gonna blend in so much that the vast majority of people talking to you aren't even gonna notice it. Whether you have that style or say something like this, you know, it's gonna basically be hidden behind your gear. You don't have to run these behind your mag pouch, obviously. That's how I run them. That's just the example I'm giving here. But as you can see, when they're carried, they don't stick out. They don't attract a lot of attention. They don't, you know, big scary knife. They don't get complaints because, you know, the public loves to complain on us. So there's just some things to consider, guys. I'm not getting into deep of when it's a good idea to use a knife as a defense tool. Obviously, that would be a 1 in a million really bad day you're having. But if for whatever circumstance your firearm, your other weapons aren't available, and that's all you have to save your life, then it's much better to have it there and maybe never even take it out of the sheath in a 20-year career, but have it there, practice drawing it from there, and have it if you ever really, really need it for the worst day of your career. Well, guys, that's what I have for you today. Hope I answered some questions, maybe got you thinking about some things. I'll just lay some of these out to show a little comparison on the side. Like I said, you can, there's a big monster pocket knife. Got a window break on it. It just depends on, you know, where you work and what things you think are going to be most common that you'll need. It's got a seatbelt cutter on it there, so that could come in handy as a rescue tool as well as a regular knife tool, and possibly even a self-defense tool. So there's lots of options out there, guys. I hope this gave you something to think about. I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, please hit that subscribe button, click on that bell. It really helps the channel out a lot. Share these videos with your friends. Let's get the word out. As always, guys, work, train, repeat. Thanks. Stay safe.